How can one who is not bound want freedom? Is it possible for one who is free to want freedom? How do I know that I am free? Do I rely on a mental conclusion? Do I rely on some emotional feeling if I have joy or bliss or something like that? Is it then? And all of us have learned here to check on what is prior to all of these appearances. So in the now, there must be full freedom. In every now. So this now, from now, going from here, what do we want? Freedom, but already here. If we are hoping that our power to believe will go away, nobody can do that. Nobody can give you that. Take away God's power to pretend, God's power to believe. Even the strongest satsang will not take away your power to pretend, but it will just make it overwhelmingly clear that the pretense is just a joke. And if we still continue to delude ourselves, it's completely your will. So this power of belief will not go, but there will be so much overwhelming evidence which comes again and again from checking and from dropping that becomes so clear that even this state of delusion, the state of identity, I am not really touched at. So we must drop this sense that, but why do I still feel this way? Why do I still pick it up? Because this power remains. But predominantly, what is your experience of yourself now? And I feel that being in satsang, it must be predominantly clear that I am this awareness. Once in a while, some drama, some situation, some event, something can come. Like the old memory. So where we are starting from, even before any concepts of starting point, what is here? Before we can even decide that I must get somewhere, who is watching this decision? So we can say that I'm going to undertake a journey which will give me peace and joy. Who witnesses this movement towards this journey? No matter what the undertaking is, good, bad, or ugly, Who is aware of it? Whatever the movement might be happening from here or in any appearance, who is aware of it? What is aware right now? Before you can say I got it or I didn't get it, you are it. Who is aware of the mental conclusion of getting it or not getting it? Who is aware of the effort? He's saying, okay, now when he's pointing, I must now. Let's focus, let's get it. Who is aware of this? It's simple like that. Simpler than any effort, simpler than time, simpler than getting it or not getting it. It is too obvious, and that is why it can seem a little confusing. Just like if I was to tell someone who's been begging for 20 years that you've carried this treasure in your box, in your knapsack. No, it can't be. Even upon seeing it, there'll be a sense of disbelief. Is this a dream? Is this really happening? Just like this, we notice the simplicity of what we are. And there is a sense that comes up, but this can't be real because I've been trying to find it for so long. And in this journey of trying to find it, who has been the companion? The mind. Which is saying, okay, let's go here, let's go to this teacher, this one, or this one I agree with, this one I don't agree with, let's move from here. All of this constant mental ally has been there. And when this direct experience of the truth is happening, what is this guy saying? Oh, yeah, I've known this, but there's something more. There should be something more. There should be something. Or it says, but now you must always stay here. You see, you found this awareness, now don't leave. Don't leave. You say, yeah, my friend, this is good advice. This is good advice. But instantly your doorbell will ring and it left the attention. The attention left. Instantly. But where did it go? Did it leave you? Did it start reporting to anybody else? It has always been here. Cannot go. What do you do? What do you have to do to hold on to that end of attention? Has anybody contemplated this? To hold on to this end of attention. Attention is moving outwards, but it's always reporting back to me. What am I doing to hold this end of attention? Am I doing something? What I'm saying is clear? So you can see attention moving, but it's reporting back to I, isn't it? So how am I holding attention from here, this end? How am I holding it? Is it effort? No, not doing anything at all. So where can it go? If I'm holding on to it effortlessly, then what must I need to do more? Yeah?
Not believe.
Not believe. Yeah. So it is attached. Attention is an intimate part of you, just like consciousness. So we can say, we can contemplate whether it is a function of consciousness itself or it arises simultaneously with consciousness. These kind of fun contemplations we can do. But we never should feel that I left my attention. How did you leave it? We are talking about, then when we are talking about the other end of attention in the sense of what it is bringing to my awareness. Now, just let's demystify this. If the purpose of attention was just to come back into awareness and rest over there, then why would I create attention? Because awareness is aware of itself. It knows itself very well. So the purpose of the creation of attention, just like consciousness, must have been to enjoy the experience of this realm. And without the functioning, natural functioning of attention, I don't know of this realm. Because only that where my attention goes exists. For me, in my experience. Hypothetically, everything can exist. But in direct experience, only that where my attention goes, that side of my attention goes, only that exists. But it is still reporting, you see. So it cannot be about getting a grip on this attention and keeping it with awareness alone. Then we would not function in this realm at all. And nobody can actually do it. You see? Then it must be a question of whether I am believing myself to be an object which my attention is bringing. An object which my attention is bringing to me, the mind is telling me that I am that. That's why I say that if we call anything in the appearance me or mine, that is the root of misery. We cannot be attached to any appearance, including the appearance of I am. Including the appearance of I am. Because we all know that at the end of the day, when we've had enough experiencing, even this we don't want. We want sleep. And that is why I feel that when we check, am I aware now? It's not that we become aware only upon asking this question. It's just that we keep everything else aside for an instant and we see that awareness is here. And who sees this? Awareness itself. Who else can be a witness to awareness? Who else would be here to know that I am aware? Really ask yourself, who can it be that can be aware of awareness? I say, I am aware. Now, this I, is it separate from awareness itself? And these are the times where the mind can come up with a lot of distraction. It's almost as if it's waiting, and then when this really the time to check can come, it can come up with something. What is happening when I check on whether I am aware or not? What is happening? Okay, we have to use the word happening. You know what I mean? And see if you can separate yourself into two. Is it possible that there is an I which is separate from the awareness? Is it possible to become dual? This duality, is it possible? Within awareness, there are no two. And then check, even after the birth of being, is it separate from me, from I? Or does it only appear to be? All that is appearing to you now, use it and see where it is experienced. Is it outside of you? Is anything outside of you? Even the idea of something outside of me is inside of you. All of this is appearing inside you. Can there be anything outside of me, outside of I? Like this, we see that there are no two. Advaita, non-dual. That is why it's said that the separation never happened. And the pretense of personhood will become more and more incredible to all of you. If it is picked up momentarily, very soon you'll laugh and say, how did I pick up this idea that I could be that which comes and goes? Who is witnessing the coming and going? Is it somebody else? Every one of us have seen that this appearance and everything in this appearance is coming and going. Who tells you this? Does someone else come and tell you, hey, you went away and now you came back? The objects in front of us, the body, the thoughts. Who is aware of this thought coming and going? It cannot be the thought which knows of its own going. There must be something which is steady, which watches all of this come and go, isn't it? Your emotion. You say, I got angry, then I was feeling better the next day. So anger came and anger left. All emotion like this come and go. What stays? What is that which is steady? And all of this is the content of the state that right now we are calling the waking state. But who is aware of waking and sleeping? Who is aware that I woke up and I went to sleep? Is that one, the steady one, touched by the content of any of these states? Waking, sleep, dream, turiya, whatever states you might want to see. So if it is not even touched by the coming and going of these states, how can it ever be touched by something which is happening within the state? If the state itself does not touch the eye, then how can the content of some state touch the eye? So if this body is an appearance within this waking state, how will it become me? How can it become I? Many, 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 many bodies like this have come and gone, all seeming so beautiful, so well designed, so real. But you know what? Even if I was this body, what is there for me to do? Even if I was this body, then as it is said in some of the simplistic translations of the Bhagavad Gita, then I came empty handed and I will leave empty handed. So even in the realm of phenomenality, there is no trouble. There are just appearances. Nothing is happening to me. There is only this consciousness which is appearing, and its own light, in its own, on its own screen, displaying. This consciousness. So yesterday, I was asking one of the Sangha members, how do I experience this consciousness? Just we were playing yesterday, so I'm saying, how do I experience this consciousness? And she said, can you stop being now? To see that this being is present, I am is here, existence is our direct experience of being. Let's take another simple example of how it has nothing to do with the body actually. Okay, so suppose just as I was sharing like this, my body went like that. It went like that. Now, by looking at the body, can anyone tell whether consciousness was here or left? But I am aware that although the body went like this, being was still present. And I am aware that on other times, when the body goes like that, then even consciousness could leave. And then I am aware that it comes back. See this. So if someone comes and says, did you fall asleep? I say, no, no, I was awake. What is the meaning of that? That I am aware that being was still here. Is it confusing? No matter what the body might be exhibiting, I am aware whether being is here or not. This I that is aware of being, that which is aware of being, this one cannot leave. Can this one leave? Who would know of the coming and going of this one? If this awareness was to leave, who would report on it? And because this is the all-knowing, ever-present one, the unborn, the unchanging, the undying, I. This is the extent of what can be spoken from direct experience. The extent of what can be spoken from intuition or direct experience is this. Everything with any quality, any attribute is phenomenal, appearing within the non-phenomenal self. And hearing this is the reversal of the hypnosis of the mind. To check on this, to verify for ourselves. And this is what we check over and over because the hypnosis has been there for a long time. Just because we have been hypnotized into believing that we are something can never make it real. And we've used many depictions to make light of the pretend person. We've called it the hungry Martian. We've called it Rajan. We've called it a lawyer. We've called it an insect. We've called it the imagined one. We've said all kinds of things. Why? Is it because we have a sense of disdain about this movement of consciousness? No, it's truly not that. It's just for you to see the distance between yourself and this. And no matter what you call it cannot mind because it doesn't exist. So we must stop pandering to the hurt feelings of the non existent one. Therefore, every single time that there is a sense that I am suffering from something, that something is happening to me, the question to be asked is, who am I believing myself to be? Every single time. There is a sense that I am suffering from something. You cannot suffer. I cannot suffer in reality. It must be a misidentification. It must be something in the appearance which I am believing myself to be. It must be something in the appearance which I believe that I want or I don't want. But when we check and see, it's just content within the waking state, and the state itself does not touch me. How can any appearance touch awareness? We can say it is within awareness, but can it affect awareness? Therefore, it must be that any time that I say I'm affected by something, I'm posing as something other than awareness. And this power to pretend, to pose, to believe, we have.